Here we go. This is going to be information for Lab 3.10. And first thing you want to do is go over to Unit 3, to your lesson, your unit resources, and the advanced prep. And you're going to get a window that pops open that is going to give you your advanced prep information. It's going to explain a little bit about what you're going to go ahead and do, preparing the phenolphthalein agar mix. That mix, once you've completed it, is going to take 12 hours to set up, and it's going to be firm, kind of like Jello. Okay, and we'll cover that in a second again. Then the next thing you're going to actually want to do is go over to the lab in the lesson, which is 3.10, the diffusion lab, rate 1. You're going to want to call that up, read through the lesson, and as I toggle through, that picture will look familiar. We'll look at that again. That's really what your auger is going to look like. You're going to cut it up with a scalpel, and then you're going to put it in some vinegar, which is going to give you the illusion of diffusion. Then you're going to go through the cell diffusion, which is going to actually show you what's actually happening a little bit. Go through the various screens here, and that's going to show you the diffusion rate as to what's happening and how it's happening. Okay, let's exit there. Then you're going to go through, and it's going to give you the perspective of what the surface area of a block is, and that's the different blocks that you're going to actually cut up, and there it helps you calculate that. Then as you move on, it's going to give you some additional volume ratios. And then there are the actual measurements. And then what you're going to want to do here is access the student guide. Now the student guide is going to have all the information that you need right in one area. It's going to give you the goal for the lesson. There's the advanced prep, which you should have hopefully completed. If not, you have it printed off here. There's all the materials that you're going to need, and we're going to cover that in a minute. Safety warnings, procedures. There's the sample diagram of what your block is going to look like and how to cut it up, and then it's going to actually go over and explain what the actual experiment is. I've already printed that off, and that's where we're going to pick up right here in a second. Okay, there is your basically your material box. That's my material box that I got everything in. What I went ahead and did is I pulled out the material that I'm going to need, and I'm going to read them off here. As we have, you're going to need your goggles, apron, the disposable gloves, which you should get. I have 2 bags with several in. The vinegar, you're going to need a cup. You're also going to need the sodium hydroxide, which is in a little vial right there. And probably the most important thing that you're going to need, well, where did I have it? Hold on. What did I do with that? There it is. Oh, let me see. This is right there, and that's what your phenolphthalein solution is going to look like. Inside there, and we'll look at this again in a second, is your clear plastic square container. You also need a ruler, which is provided for you, and a scalpel. And all those materials are what you're going to need for this lab. Things as you get started, make sure that you're having your auger material, which is in the white bottle. Make sure that you have something that you can heat up water with. In this situation, I have a Pyrex measuring cup. And you have your sodium hydroxide with a stirring rod, which is attached. Now again, what I have done is I've put it in a pan so that I will have a safe working area. The other things you're going to need to make sure you do is you have your apron, goggles, as well as protective gloves. Now all this material is going to be hot. Once you heat up the water, it's going to be boiling. So it's going to be hot to the touch. You want to be very careful that safety is a key in all these issues. In every experiment, you protect yourself from being cut, being burned, or being splashed, especially in the eyes. So wear your goggles. Okay, I am currently microwaving my water so that it will boil, and that's what you're going to be needing, and I'll show you that. Currently we have boiling water. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour in the boiling water up to the neck of the vial, and you can see it actually changing color right up to the neck, and then I'm going to go ahead and stir it and stir it and stir it. Now I've poured out the extra water that's boiling because I don't want to spill it on anything. I've stirred my phenolphthalein so that everything is mixed up, and now I'm going to drop slowly the sodium hydroxide in, one drop at a time. Okay, I'm going to go one drop, and you can see it changes color, but as you stir it in, it's going to become dissolved. Two, actually I put 2 and 3 in there, and it's dissolved. Actually added 27 drops. There's 28, 29. Stirring it, and it's starting to become pinkish, but it's not totally pink yet. So let's continue to put it in, and I apologize for my bad camera. Okay, so we're trying to do, this will be 30, and I think we're just about ready to turn. It's not quite staying pink. What you want to do is you want to make sure it's going to be pink. Keep stirring it. Alright, there we have a pink color, as you can see. I'm going to go ahead and take out the stirring rod, and then I'm going to go ahead and attempt to pour it in. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in another container, because I'm going to want to pick up that plastic container, this one, and I'm going to want to transfer it to a different location where it's not been disturbed for 12 hours. Now let me see if I can film this and do it at the same time. Now remember, the material, the auger, is hot, so you want to make sure that your hands are not overheating. There we have it. Okay, you don't want to overfill it. You want to make sure that you have not spilled over the lip. You will have some left in the vial, which is fine. Now, you do have 2 vials, so if there is a problem, you can redo this if your gelatin, your auger, does not set up like gelatin. Now what I suggest is putting it off somewhere by itself where it's not going to get disturbed, maybe on the side area where you can let it sit for 12 hours. In the past we've had problems with people's pets getting it, or little brother and sister. You want to make sure that that doesn't happen, because then you'll have to go through the whole setup again.